Are you over the beliefs? Are you tired of the lies? Have you uncovered what religion really is? Do you identify as an Alkebulan kidnapped? If so, then welcome to The Verdict, where we stand on facts over beliefs. Court is in session.
Court is in session. What it do, y'all? It's your brother, man, from the motherland, coming to you guys live from the NY, back with another one of that Verdict show, facts over beliefs. I am your host, Junes, the NBIC, and of course, you know I represent our ROD. Want to give a shout out to the ancestors, to the creators, to the YouTube family, to the Alkebulan deities that hover over us, that monitor us, that guide us, that's waiting for us to call upon them so they can guide us back to the homeland. Round of applause for that. We are live, man. We're going to have a phenomenal one, man. First, you know, I got to issue my apologies for some that don't know. You know, I'm getting back into, you know, my fitness training. You know what I'm saying? It's about to get hot. My son's birthday's around the corner. Got to make sure I'm fit, athletic. You know what I'm saying? Preserving my younger years for him. You know what I'm saying? So I took a detox last night of always. Every Friday night I usually take it, but this time I doubled it. And now I've been doubling, dabbing back and forth. You know what I'm saying? But that's neither here nor there. And then on top of that, I have like 5 different cameras now. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to shoot from every angle and, you know, have something for everybody when it's all said and done, right? But we're gonna have a phenomenal one, man. Today, you know, we concluding Black History Month, of course. I felt compelled or entitled to just keep it going. And not just, you know, talk about the Alkebulan kidnap, you know, greatness in history. I decided to take it home to the homeland. And while we at this homeland, we're going to see a presentation that I've put together. Hopefully you guys will like it. And today's presentation will be about no other than Samora Machel. Samora Machel, the first president of Mozambique. Now, I know a lot of you guys know I be banging the gavel and keeping my foot on necks, but I had a conversation with the Wiz, and the Wiz and I came to the understanding that the Biblos will always be in effect as long as the Biblos is around, right? People is going to pick and choose, have their own interpretation, is going to do exactly what the Biblos was designed to do. But for me, for what we're trying to do, we're trying to remove those that's ready to be removed. And not just remove from the Biblos, but remove from the ideology of it all. You see, the transition that we as the Alkebulan, and I know I'm getting off topic, but I just got to say this before we dive into today's presentation. The number one things that we have to do in order for us to get back into the motion of freedom, we have to restructure our entire existence. You must understand, they are the ones that's feeding you. They are the ones that's dressing you. They are the ones that's hiring you. They are the ones that's firing you. They are the ones that's telling you what to eat, how to eat, when to eat, where to eat. Okay? For us, in order for us to move back into that proper motion of the 1900s with the Black Wall Street or Rosewood and all the other various successful Black communities, The only way for us to get back on that motion is to denounce that potion that comes along with everything that comes with them. Their teachings. We need some more black teachers, women, men, doesn't matter who it is. We need more of you guys to get up and go into these areas and become professors and teachers to teach these children what they need to know. We need some of that. And teaching black Alkebulan history. No more Julius Caesar, no more Alexander the Pope or Greek, no more of that. It's over for that. No child of color should have any of that ideology in their mind. If somebody was to ask them, have you ever heard of Alexander the Greek? They're supposed to say, nah, who is that? And if they say, oh my gosh, where are you from? You tell them you are from Alkebulan. Okay? That's what we need to do. But that's a whole nother topic in itself. I don't want to dive into that. We're going to dive into today's presentation. Let's go into the presentation. Let's go in. Hold on. Before I start, let me issue a RIP to Samora Machel. They say Samora Machel, but it's Michelle. Okay? It is. It's colonized names. Bate boy names. This is what they do. Okay? So I want to issue a RIP to this man. I want to say thank you to the family, to the son, Samora Jr., who's still fighting till this day, who, you know, to his belief is 100% that his father was, you know, taken out. So I'll definitely want to do that before I proceed to talk about this Alkebulan warrior right here, right? So let's dive in, guys. Without further ado, let Jones do what he do best. Let's do. Samora Machel, the revolutionary leader of Mozambique. Samora Moses Machel, as you guys can see, colonized. This is a colonized individual. Okay? Let's continue. Was a military leader, revolutionary, and the first president of the independent Mozambique. He led the country from 1975 until his mysterious death in 1986. Machel was a strident Pan-Africanist, socialist, and an anti-colonial leader who fought against the Portuguese colonialism and later stood against the apartheid South Africa and Western imperialism. His leadership was defined by nationalization, social reforms, and unwavering support from the African liberation movement. Okay? Let's break down his early life. Early life and background. Born on September 29, 1933 in Madrago, now Chilamambi, Gaza, Providence, Mozambique. Oh, look, we see Gaza. Somebody's about to say, see? You see? That's the name in the Bible. That's it's in the land. Somebody's gonna tell you that right now. Let us continue. Michael was from the Shananine ethnic group and raised in a peasant farming family under Portuguese colonial rule. Growing up, he experienced racial discrimination, forced labor, and harsh colonial policies, which fueled his revolutionary spirit. Trained as a nurse and worked in a hospital before joining the anti-colonial struggle. His experience with poverty, inequality, and oppression led him to abandon his medical career and commit to the armed struggle. Now, let me elaborate a little bit more. He also left because he also was finding out that the Europeans was being paid more than the Alkebulans. And the price difference was a lot. It wasn't like 50 cents, $2, $3. No, we talking a lot. We talking maybe hundreds. Yeah. So when he realized that, that's when he was like, you know what? It's time for us to kick in the door, raise in the 4-4. You're gonna see. Don't worry. We're gonna see. Yeah, I know. Fire, right? I know. The fight for Mozambique's independence. Joining the FRELIMO in 1962, Machel joined the front for the liberation of Mozambique, right? And underwent military training in Algeria and Tanzania. He quickly rose through the ranks due to his discipline, leadership, and military skills. In 1969, he became the FRELIMO military commander after the assassination of its leader, Eduardo. What is that? Modini. Machel led guerrilla warfare against the Portuguese from bases in Tanzania and Zimbabwe, in Zambia, excuse me. But I want to pose a question for you guys. I want to pose a question. You see, when I read when I read these stories, and I try to tie it up with the Biblos, you know that it really does not make any. It has no connection. It has none. Where in the Bible, the way it shows you that we will still be warring with these people in the end times. I thought it was 400 years of slavery, 400 years of suffering, and then the change is going to come. And then it's going to be to, and from there, we shall receive our, I guess, eternal life into a place called Alkebulan. I mean, I'm just asking questions. I'm just asking questions at the moment. You know what I'm saying? It's just, like I said, a lot of these things just don't. Yeah. Okay. The FRELIMO's strategy include attacking Portuguese military posts, mobilizing rural communities, and promoting education and healthcare in liberated areas. By the 1970s, the FRELIMOs controlled nearly a third of Mozambique. Now, I had to look down because I restructured my desk, so a lot of these things is like down. I don't have my computer screen as high as I used to, so I gotta look over. So, as you guys can see, this is a man that, fought for his place, got his spot back, and I want to look into this Eduardo. I want to look into this man. You know what I'm saying? I want to see, what was his contribution to Alkebulan. Of course I know, he made this man to who he is, but I think for us, and speaking from the outside looking in, right? As a man that is genetically connected to this place called Africa, I feel entitled that I feel that it's only right that we learn about such histories. I should not know about this man. It's ridiculous. But we definitely gonna look into this Eduardo. Shout out to Eduardo. Shout out shout out to Eduardo. Shout out to the FRELIMO. Shout out to all of the people that's, handling their business, fighting for their independence. Let us continue. The presidency, guys, from 1975 to 1986, independent and social reforms. On June 25th, 1975, Mozambique became an independent and Machel was sworn in as the country's first president. His government embraced Marxism, Leninism, aiming to nationalize land, banks, and industries, provided free healthcare and education, and promote women's rights. Support for African liberation. Machel supported liberation movements across Africa, including the ANC, South Africa, SWAPO, Namibia, and the Zana Zapa, Zimbabwe. He allowed the ANC fighters to operate in Mozambique, angering the South African apartheid regime. So this is part of the reasons why, allegedly, they wanted him to be removed. Part of the reason why is, him siding with the people and not the evil. I guess if that makes sense. So, because he made such decisions, he had a hit out on him. And there's a lot of documentaries. I didn't go in too deep. I just wanted to give you guys just a brief foundation, you know what I'm saying? And understanding, and hopefully you can dive a little deeper. I think it's very important for us as Black people, especially those that fought for your freedom. I think it's very important that we continue to know more and learn more and uphold them. I'm sure, when I pass away, I would love for everybody to still uphold me. Like, Jones used to be on here talking crazy, you know what I'm saying? Keeping his foot on heathens, Hebrews, heathenize necks. You know what I'm saying? Let us continue, though. The challenges in foreign interference. Right? Machel's policies made enemies with the Western countries and the apartheid of South Africa. South Africa created the RENAMO, a rebellion group that wages a brutal civil war against Michael's government, killing thousands. So this is what they do. And this is, like I said, this is why I be so pissed off of everything and disappointed of my Haitians that's out in Haiti that's literally falling for this fugazi, bro. Like, we really got these Black men that's literally yes sir, no sir, don't care who the cause is. Like, for me, just me as a Black man, if a European came to me and said, yo, you gotta kill these niggas right here, I don't think I got the heart to do that. I don't think I got the heart to do that. To be honest, I don't think I got the heart to kill anybody, because I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't want nobody. Listen, the first thing that's coming into my mind is, who is this man being removed from? Which child is going to be affected that's going to end up becoming a statistic, that's going to end up becoming a problem to me, my children, you know what I'm saying? My community, and just the nation in general. You know what I'm saying? Who got time for that? That's what always come into my mind. That's why I always grew up fighting. Like, we could knuckle up. You know what I'm saying? Because we can go home from a beating. You know what I'm saying? You can go home from a black eye. You can go home from a coconut there on your head. You know what I'm saying? There's no coming home when shots is fired. There's no turning back when shots is fired. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no turning back. So why put yourself in that situation? But anyway, this is how they always take us out. They send our very own to take us out, or they see what our weaknesses are, right? Bob Marley's weakness. I'm gonna show you how they did Bob Marley. Bob Marley's weakness was what? He wanted to just be. He was the singing Martin Luther King. One love, all that. Come to, you know what I'm saying? He was doing all of that, right? He was promoting all of that. So of course you gotta uphold what you're singing. So what they do, they bring one of them, act like there's a reporter, say, "Hey, hi, we would love to take a picture with you. We bought some sneakers for you. Try them on." And they try them on, and their foot gets stuck into a nail, and before you know it, it's bedtime. It's the same manuscript. Nothing changes. Nothing changes. But they always send their own. This is what they do. They send our own to take us down. Do you know that the Crips and Bloods, these gangs, was literally designed to protect against the police, the corrupt government, the KKK? You guys know that, right? You guys know that, right? You guys know that the job, when you joined the Crips, the job was to protect women from burglars, protect children from kidnappers and molesters and police brutality and all the vicious things that used to come with white America. That's what these gangs was created for, which originally started from Boy Scouts. And because they was black, they was rejected. And through the rejection, they said, man, F that, we're going to start our own thing. And that's exactly what they did. CRIP stand for Community Rebuilding in Process. I forgot what Blood stands for. You understand? We had a structure, guys. But yet here they come to divide. They always throw in a monkey wrench to divide. They probably threw a monkey wrench at this homie's family to divide him. Setting him up. Plotting and dying. Come on, man. Let us continue. And make sure you hit that like button, share this to your friends and your family. Tell your baby daddy or your baby mama you ain't gotta worry, Junes ain't gonna holler, but he's gonna give you this work, this big toe proper, you heard? Let's continue. The mysterious death. The fatal plane crash on October 19, 1986. Machel President aircraft crashed near Mbuzana on the border of Mozambique, South Africa, in the Swaziland. 34 people died, including Machel. Evidence of assassination. Check this out, guys. It is suspected that South African military used a false radio beacon to mislead the plane. Witnesses report South African helicopters at the crash site before Mozambique rescue team arrived. Interesting. The truth and the let me say, hold on. The reconciliation, Commission of South Africa in 1998 investigated but never held anyone accountable. To this day, Machel's death remains one of the biggest political mysteries in African Alkebulan history. What did he leave behind, people? Pan-African influence. Don't let the Bible readers tell you. They're gonna tell you it's demonic, it's evil, it's coming from this, it's coming from that. Don't let them tell you that. Meanwhile, the same book they tell you everything is evil, but the book that they read, only thing it promotes is evil and death. Tell me I'm lying. I'll wait for it. Anyway. It says Pan-African influence. Machel is remembered as a Pan-Africanist who fought against the colonialism and the neo-colonialism which is going on today, people, if you wanted to know. He was a major influence on leaders like Nelson Mandela and Robert Mugabe. Nelson Mandela, Troy Fernandez married his wife. That's disgusting. He left Wendy, the lady that literally was still married to this man while he was in jail. This nigga comes out going to one of these European frat parties, and all of a sudden now this nigga is married, and I know what, I'm gonna hold my peace. I hold my peace. My bad, guys. Honors and memorials. The Samora Machel Monument stands at the site of the plane crash. The Moquito International Airport is named after him. His widow, Grace Machel, later married Nelson Mandela. She just needed political dick in her. Nasty. Nasty. Bad work. Bad work. Unfinished dreams. Mozambique economy struggles after his death, facing ongoing poverty and corruption. The Renamo surgence, backed by Western forces, continued long after Michel's death. What is new, people? Huh? What is new? This is what they do. This is what they do. Tell me, what is new? Absolutely nothing. This is what they do. And this is why we still suffering. 30 years after this man is dead and gone, and 30 plus years, should I say. And yet nothing yet have yet to be achieved. Now, I want to ask the people a question. What is holding us back? What is holding us back? Somebody tell me what's holding us back. I'll wait for it. You want to know what's holding us back? What's holding us back is this religion. Everything will always go back to religion because it's religion that got us in this position. I don't know what else to tell you. I wanted to share this. Let me see if this is the end of the slide before I proceed to, go on with the fellow segment. This was his vision. Let's finish this. Then we're gonna go back. This was Michel's vision when he was alive. Number one, African unity, which a lot of these, a lot of these modern day 2025 political leaders. Shout out to my brother Abraham. You know what I'm saying? Who's holding it down. A lot of these political leaders today don't want this so-called borders. You know what I'm saying? Like I want black people to understand that every area that you guys are dealing in, it's these people that's sitting you guys there. Oh yeah, these are South Africans. This is where you gonna be at. You're gonna be there. You're gonna be there. I want you guys to understand that. And then, before leaving your land, right? This is what you call neo-colonialism, right? Neo-colonialism is being colonized, right? Following colonial guidelines without the colonizers having to be there. So you no longer have to be micromanaged. Them niggas is just in your space, right? They just in your head. So they just tell you and you're just gonna do it. That's what neo is. That's what they're doing now. Before they leave, they gotta make sure that the foundation, the system, the structure, the religion, whatever you calling on, they don't give a shit if you calling on Yahweh, whoever. As long as you're following their guidelines, if they see you doing any of the enchantments, the people that the indigenous people that you see in Alkebulan, those are the areas that they don't want at the moment. There's no gold. There's no water. There's no, just like how America got the Grand Canyon, like every place in the world got dry spots. They don't want that. They don't want that. That's why they leave it alone. And a lot of these people, a lot of these individuals still carry that, old tradition. I'm talking about they're still practicing things 5,000 years ago. And not even them know anything about the Biblos, which also proves my point. Because when you read the Biblos clearly let it be known that this God was known throughout the world. This God is the God of Noah, Shem, Japheth, and Ham. This God. So that means this God should be known through generations, family after family. Noah's great grandchildren should know about this person right here, because this person is what saved them life. But these people don't know nothing about it. There's another group of people from the Congo that don't know nothing about Jesus. Never heard that story in their life. Never heard about keeping commandments. Don't know what Sabbath is. Don't know none of these things. But live in the Congo. Now, I said I was gonna address this. I'm eager to address it, but I definitely want to finish this out of respect for Machel. You're African unity, right? Pan-African cooperation. All right? Oh, excuse me, corporation. I'm sorry. I got my glasses on. Self-reliance. Economic independence. You see, what his vision was, you know who else had this vision? I'll let you put it in the chat. Right? Social progress, education, and healthcare. Anti-imperialism, resistance to foreign control. Okay? Samora Machel's vision for Mozambique was built on the principalities of African unity, self-resilience, and social progress, and the anti-imperialism. He sought to create a nation free from colonial influence, with a strong influence on education, healthcare, and economic independence. Despite facing significant challenges, you hear it? Significant challenges. Why is this so hard? Ask yourself this. Michel's ideas continue to inspire African liberation movements today. All it does is inspire. Don't follow through. Let's continue. Conclusion, people. Freedom fighter. Samora was more than just Mozambique's first president. He was a freedom fighter who led his country to the independence from Portugal colonial rule. Pan-African leader, we all know that. His unwavering support for African liberation movements and stance against the apartheid made him a symbol for resistance across the continent. Enduring legacy. Throughout his life, though his life was cut short, Michel's vision for self-resilience, okay, African unity, and socialism continue to inspire generations of Africans fight for true independence and dignity. Round of applause for that. Yeah. Round of applause for the OG Machel, Samora Machel. They kept Machel, but it's Machel. But shout out to the brother. Why did I bring this out? The reason why today's presentation was about Mr. Machel, legendary Machel, was because I think it's time for us to start embracing our victories, start embracing our triumphs, start learning from what worked, and stop leaning for hope. You understand? You see, for me, I know freedom is going to come at a cost. I know for us to be back where we need to be is going to come at a cost. I also know that we are not mentally, physically, spiritually ready to stand against the beast. And I believe because we know that we're not ready to stand in front of the beast, we prefer to defer to a make-believe story. Now, I got to just call it what it is. Why am I going to say that? And out of respect, because we don't do the social media, which you say I'm gonna show type of thing, right? But we are living in modern day times. So let me express something. So today, a brother that I follow on TikTok. Now, when I started following the brother, that's when I was a part, in complete commitment that, Alkebulan, this is where Jerusalem is, the Biblos took place in Africa. This is how I met this brother. Now, the brother posted something up. And like I said, I'm not going to pull up the conversation. I'm just going to leave it as simple. I mean, you can go find it, the conversation between me and him, but I'm just going to leave it there. So he posted something of another location. And this location, forgot what it was. I forgot the exact name of the location. Samson. There we go. Now, the man Samson also now got a city after him. So he shows the name, he shows the Bible verse, and he backs up the screen, and you see Samson being in Africa, Alkebulan, excuse me. Now, when I seen that, I said, yo, my brother, let me ask you a question. Don't you ever find it ironic that the areas that you're finding is an area that's written in English that can only be justified in the Biblos, which is also in English, in a land of black people that didn't speak no English? So Samson cannot be the name in Alkebulan. Matter of fact, let's look that up. Let's look that up. Let's look it up. Why not? Hold on. Give me a second. Congo. Let's look this up quick fast. Hold on. Like, let me finish looking this up, then I'm gonna continue. I got a lot on my mind right now. Translate. But I want you guys to see this. And the fact that they don't have the fact let me share my screen. Oh, let's go to Google Translate. My bad. Okay, my bad. Now, let me share my screen. Now, even though I know this is fugazi, I just want to show you guys something, so you guys can understand where I be coming from when I say the things that I say. Let me share my screen. Hold on. Pull this up. Move this out the way. Right here. Let me share my screen. Put this right here for you guys. It says automatic. I don't do automatic, sir. All right. Okay. So now you guys know that this is you Samsung. You guys already know that this is completely BS. You guys know that. But again, look, from East Coast to the English, right? Now, he pulls up the city, and of course, as you guys can see, it says Samsung. It doesn't say you Samsung. It doesn't say none of that. Just say Samsung. Just like he posted the Amorite, the Ammons. The Ammons that he posted, it was called the Ammon Temple. Wasn't the location, wasn't nothing. It was called the Ammon Temple. Now what he posted up here is the Samsung. When you look into the Samsung and you look into when was these things, in fact, pull this up, and you ask yourself when was these things put together, you're gonna come to find out, man, these things was put together by missionaries. So we still having the conversation, and I know I'm getting off task, but we gotta have this conversation. So I start asking them questions like, yo, bro, did you don't you find it ironic that they got? Don't you find it ironic that they got um a place in Alkebulan that's written in English that's goes that associates with the Bible that was written in English and given to a people that's it excuse me, which is in a land around a bunch of people that speak no English. And I had to tell the brother, I said, my brother, you know that English was a language that was forced upon the people, right? It was mandatory for your child to learn English. It was mandatory for the schools to teach English. It was mandatory for the jobs to speak English. You know this, right? So how does a forced language that gets forced upon the people is now having a name that's associated in the English Bible? It's in a land of Alkebulan speaking people. So when I said that, the brother said, yo, my brother, it seems like you're alert, man. It seems like you don't have understanding. It got to the point where the man told me to maybe I need to follow the Kemetic teachings. I says, why I gotta fall down to some level of doctrine, Kemetic teachings? I was like, I would lean towards the Kemetic teachings before I lean towards the Biblos, because at least the Kemetic teachings is Alkebulan teachings. What you're telling me, the man even said that the book is plagiarized. So then I asked the question. I said, so my brother, make this make sense. If 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 a book is plagiarized, then how do we hold it as a validity of truth if it's plagiarized? So how do you know what you're saying and what you're doing is to be true? You see, where I come from, this is how I know. This is why, like when I talked to the Wiz, the objective was to reach out and grab and reach out to the gangsters and to the warriors and to the real Mandem. Because the real Mandem is gonna understand where I come from when I say something like this. Imagine you went to go pick up some work. I gotta let's bring it to some street terminology. Imagine you had to pick up some work, right? And your connect kept skipping you, let's just say $50. Every time you see him, you go pick up some work, you short $50. Put it on the scale, 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 you short $50. Two things is gonna come out of that. And either you're going to confront him about being short $50, or you're just gonna go get product elsewhere. Now, when you tie this up with religion, this is how it goes hand in hand. If I'm coming to you for spiritual growth, to get some understanding of what's going on in the world, and I come to you. And because I come to you, you say, in return, I'm going to give you this book. Now, this book that you give me is the work. But every time I go home, I open the book and I read the book, I find a contradiction. Every contradiction that you find is the $50 that's being skipped off the work over and over and over again. Then you take it upon yourself to kindly, because this is a connect that you probably been dealing with for years, or this is just an OG, or this is just somebody that you know that you gotta have respect for, right? Just ain't gonna be tweaking, right? So you go into the person, you say, excuse me, sir, such and such, I was reading the Biblos, I found a contradiction, can you explain that? Or the response to that, to the work is, yo, Papi, every time I come see you, I'm short $50. What's going on? Yo, my friend, I'm sorry. It won't happen again. If it happened, I promise you, I'll make sure I bag it myself. This is what you hear, right? Cool. You read, everything seems good. It seems copacetic. You're like, oh, I'm learning something. And then you find another contradiction. So now Poppy's giving you the work over and over. See, everything is cool. You ain't missing 50. You're not missing 50. Then one day you miss the 50. Now, when you miss the 50, subconsciously, you're going to say, yo, Poppy been holding me down for mad long, mad months. This was probably an accident. I'm not even going to sweat it. Similar to the Biblos. You reading it, you find a contradiction, you look at it, you try to process it yourself, and try to come into an answer, you don't want to be a nag to the so-called teacher that's teaching you this ideology, so you try to process it yourself. Cool. You let it go by. You go pick up again. You going to go pick up is like a regular person tuning in to class, whether it's weekly or Saturday or Sunday. You come in, you sit down, you get fed the food. You seen the package, you open it up, you know this is some good work. You put it around your gums, you like, man, this is that sugar honey iced tea. You open the Bible, he's giving you the word, you praise, you're dancing, you singing all this, you doing all of that, you screaming hallelujah, you doing all of that, you feel good. Then you go home. Then you go home. Then you put the work. Now you bagging up the work. Now you find now you went from being short $50 to just being short $100. Now you went from finding one contradiction to now finding two contradictions. And now you're sitting on these contradictions trying to figure it out yourself because you don't want to be a nag. But then you end up can't take it anymore. You end up doing what? You end up going to the connect, or you end up going to your teacher, and you saying, "Yo, man, I need you to explain this. This been on my soul for a couple of weeks now. Been on my soul for a month. I need you to explain this." And when they are unable to explain that, this is when you make that decision. When the man is unable to tell you why you short $100, you make that decision. Do you forgive and just stick with the motion because the product is good? The product is good. Or do you proceed to something else? You go find another connect in hopes that this person got something even better or identical or close to it? Or do you stick around being scumped $100 every single day, every time you re-up? Or do you continue to swallow another contradiction over and over and over again until you give up? Because in your mind, you believe that as long as you have faith, as long as you believe, as long as you endure, as long as you do this, as long as you do that, you will be just fine. That's what they told you. You'll be just fine. You see, three things religion did to people: soft, scared, and emotional. Religion made you soft. Oh, not emotional, excuse me, divided. Religion made you soft. No matter how you want to push it, no matter how you want to tell it, you're soft. Religion made you be calm, sit still, relax, somebody's coming. And religion made you divided. Yo, man, when you listen to this brother Junior, man, my brother Dre ain't talking that talk. You got to listen to this, man. You got to listen to this. You got to listen to the Father. You know, the Father is the only way. Even though Junior brought forth where the term Father comes from, the Father is the only way. Even though Alkebulan has been colonized for thousands of years. Hundreds of years, should I say. Just call it hundreds of years. Because, and this is just me. Don't quote me. This is just me. I don't believe that the story that these people told us, I don't believe it to be true. I don't believe the Roman story. I don't believe the Alexander story. I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. Maybe I'm wrong. I just don't believe it. I feel like these people have been lying to us for so long, and they've been saying so much foolishness for so long that you just don't know what is what, who is who, when is what, how you just don't know. And me personally, you know what I'm saying? I just think that it's not to be true. But that's neither here nor there. R.I.P. to the OG. May your works continue to flourish and, allow the brothers and sisters to finish the job in Alkebulan. I want to give a shout out to all the YouTube supporters. Like I said, the numbers is phenomenal. As you guys can see, they just be playing with my numbers. So I had somebody tell me that somebody thought that I'm buying my subscriptions. I'm like, buying? I'm like, are you able to do that? I was like, nah, sir. I was like, if I bought it, I wouldn't be able to be monetized, my guy. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta, I gotta wait for the YouTube to make a cleanse, right? Because every third quarter or so they make a transition. They start shooting your content to different audience, and I'm making my transition away from the biblical audience, because the biblical audience, you guys are just too caught up, and it's such a small, narrow, negative window within this community. It's just like, nah, I gotta reach the people in the hood, man. I got that, and then at the end of the day, that's the objective. The objective was always to reach out to the hood. The goal is to get the hood into the kingdom. I tell you guys this all the time. The voice for the voiceless. You know what I'm saying? Like this was the process when it came together. You know what I'm saying? Like me doing this, I wasn't supposed to do this. This was supposed to be a 2-man team, supposed to be interviewing people. That's what we were supposed to do. Interviewing the hood, doing what we do. And I'm gonna get back to it, but this was the original, But I had to. I guess I had to talk the biblical talk, because at the time I was, coming from an organization, a Luciferian organization, and I needed something to keep me grounded. So this is the direction I chose. But reality, it was always to be for the hood. You know what I'm saying? And we getting back to it. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate all those that tune in and support. But I'm all about Alkebulan uprise. I'm not here for the beliefs. I'm not here for the insertions. I'm not here for the assumptions. I'm not here for the false narrative. I'm not here for the black hatred. I'm not here to uphold Euro-Christian writers' ideology over Alkebulan. I'm not here for none of that. I'm strictly for the people. Okay? From the elders down to the children. That's who I'm for. Nothing more, nothing less. Any questions, guys? Any questions? Questions. Oh, Black Girl Magic, what it look like? Need to detox. I got you. There'll be a whole lot more to go. I got at least 19 more to put together. I got you. Listen, moving forward, like I said, it's all about showing the greatness of our people. We're not gonna talk about the misery. For example, like how they do Black History Month. Black History Month will always be Martin Luther King, civil rights. But every year they will throw in that dog being sick at the girl. They will talk about the Emmett Till. They will tell you about the bombing in Alabama or the lynching that took place or the Mary Turner that I spoke about. You know what I'm saying? Some of you guys don't even know who Mary Turner is. And again, these are histories that we should know, knowledge and information that we should know. There's no way on God's green earth we do not know this. But we know about Jeffrey Dahmer. Who gives a fuck about this man? Pardon my language. Who cares, bro? Oh, yo, Jeffrey Dahmer killed. But meanwhile, your sister got lynched, pregnant, 8 months pregnant, lynched. And while she's hanging on the goddamn rope, somebody took a knife and sliced her belly open so they can watch the baby fall, just for the baby to fall. And then after the baby fell, they stomped on it with their big-ass boots. See, they don't tell you about these histories, but I do. And you could learn more about her on the podcast. The recent podcast that came out, number 198. Go listen to it. Yeah. I know. These are the things that they're not talking about. I don't want them to talk about it. We don't need the enemy talking about our struggle. You don't see Jewish people looking for a German to talk about Nazi. Why are we the ones? That's the DEI. They're racist. They're evil. Trump don't like black people. Tell me when the white person like a black person. Tell me when. History shows they never did. Show me when time that they did. Because they gave you OJ, Nicole dead. Now what? We gotta stop. We gotta wake up and realize where the heck we at. We gotta stop. Know more about these people than we know ourselves. That's absurd. So we trying to change that. We gonna change that, especially on this podcast. We gonna change that. We gonna rebuild, redeem, and destroy. That's the podcast. It's no longer repent or die. Don't repent or die out the window. When you hear the ROD, does not stand for repent or die. We ain't no repentance taking over here. Ain't no, the only change that's gonna happen, we're gonna go back into the way of old. The way of old when we conquered. The way of old before colonialism. The way of old before religion. We're going back to that. Other than that, sit up. ROD. It's either we're gonna redeem ourselves or we're going to destroy or be destroyed. Which one you want? You pick a side. I pick my side. I'm out here for redemption, baby. I'm out here for redemption, baby. I'm out here for the Alkebulan kidnaps all over the world, baby. I'm out here for my little man. I'm out here for my daughters. I'm out here for the warriors. I'm out here for my mother. I'm out here for the whiz. I'm out here. Listen, I'm even here for the kids, the ones that was designed to be sacrificed by their mama. I'm here for them too. We not here to play no more. This is not play around season. This is the facts over the beliefs. This is the facts over the lies. I would say truth, but there's no truth on this earth. Everything is a lie. Everything is just a toss up in the air. When it's toss up in the air, you gotta believe when it hits the ground, it's gonna be A or it's gonna be B. It's gonna be heads or it's gonna be tails. You gotta make that decision. But don't you dare look down and see the corn for what it really is, because if you do, you're gonna go to hell. And I know my Alkebulan people is mad behind that. Oh, I didn't even finish the story. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. So when I say, yo, my brother, how does a land that speaks African and the with an English name location in the Bible. The brother proceeded to say, "It seems like I'm unlearned, I'm unstudied." Again, like I said, he said I should go look into the Kemet, or or something else. He said something else. I said, "What makes you think that I don't understand? I'm just simply asking you a question." And then I asked him another question. I said, "Right or wrong, where was the Bantu scrolls taken from? I mean, right or wrong, do you guys say that the Bible was a plagiarized version from the Bantu scrolls?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Have you seen the Bantu scrolls?" They didn't give me an answer. Did you read the Bantu scrolls? Did you touch it? They didn't give me an answer. So when I said, so then I asked, so the maps that you're showing, was it illustrated and put together by Alkebulan people? Didn't give me an answer. You know what he gave me after I asked all those questions? He gave me the same similar question every religious biblical teacher tells you. Yo, my brother, listen. If you don't like what I'm saying, you can just block me and unfollow me and this. And he also said, "It seems like you're mad." I said, "Mad? Me? Mad?" I said, "How can I be mad? It's 60-something degrees out here in New York City on a beautiful Saturday. Why would I be mad? I see what you're posting. I'm just cleanly, nicely having a conversation. I can't have a conversation." I said, "This is the problem. See, this is how I know you about religion. See, when you ask questions and it goes against somebody's faithful belief, they try to associate it with emotions. It seems like you're mad. Why am I mad? Because I asked a question, right?" Then he proceeded to say, "Oh my gosh, the fact that you say that I'm part of religion, I don't drink blood or do this." I said, "My nigga, you don't drink blood? My nigga, you read the same effing book that talks about drinking blood. Nigga, what the you talking about, bro? Like, yo, bro, what are you talking about?" I'm like, "Yo, fam, you don't even understand that you sound really ignorant right now. So you're not a Christian. You don't follow religion in your mind because you not participating in drinking the blood is why you're not a part of the religion. But yet you're reading the same book that was presented to us by a religion." And again, that's when he says, "Yo, if you don't like what I'm saying, I'm only going to say this one more time. If you don't like it, you can just unfollow me, block me." I said, "Why would I block you? You didn't do nothing. You didn't do nothing to me personally. This is what religion does. Got you niggas too emotional. Why would I block you? What kind of weirdo activity are we doing? We grown men. Why would I block you? What did you do to me for me to say I am blocking this man? Did you disrespect me? Did you threaten me? Did you violate me? Did you do something to my mother? Did you do something to somebody, anybody I love? Why would I block you? What would I get out of blocking you? I like to see what you put up. That's why I befriend you, so I can see what you put up. And when I befriended you at the time, it was to justify, like, see, the Biblos is the book. It was then. Now when I see you post stuff, I just said, Biggie, can't you see? Sometimes the Bible just hypnotized me. And I don't know your fleshy ways. This is why they broke and you're so gay. That's all I get out of it. It just lets me know that my job has gotten even harder. Because I led you guys to the water. Some of you guys started drinking. Now I gotta be the one to tell you, my bad, guys, this water right here was dirty. Some of you guys are very disappointed. Some of you guys are very disappointed. Some of you guys say, nah, I'm good right here. I want to drink this water right here. I don't want to walk into another mile. I don't want to see another well. I'm good. Drink this water right here. Even though it's dirty, filled with bullshit, I'm going to just drink it. I'm good. I'm good. And if I have diarrhea, I know Jesus is going to come from the skies and wipe my ass. I'm good. I'm going to stay right here. This is what we do. But for the ones that's on my type of time, like, damn, Jones, you made me drink this. All right, where we going now? Yo, we about to we about to go inside this jungle right here. We about to go inside this door right here. And like I tell the brother, and I'm gonna say it again. Listen, if you don't have the facts, just stop, bro. It's okay. Seek the facts. Everybody's doing research. Let's research the facts. Let's get the facts. Let's get the black facts. Let's measure our facts from the eyes and the experience and the understanding from our perspective, from our people. Like I say all the time, only a lion can teach a lion. A giraffe can't teach a lion how to be a lion. And a lion cannot try to act like a giraffe so the lion can get a job working at goddamn Toys R Us. Okay? It can't happen. It does not. And this is the reason why we are in these conditions, because we're trying to follow the ways of the enemy. And now we made the new transition, guys. Now we want to associate the creators with the enemy's literature. And the brother said, oh yeah, they stole the commandments from King Yellowsmith, Yellowtown. I'm gonna look this thing up. I'm gonna look it up. And as soon as I get off this live, I'm gonna look it up. In fact, if there's not any more questions, yeah, we gonna get off that. If there's not any more questions, because I want to look into this. I want to look into this because I really want to put an end to this. Because a lot of you guys are in your feelings, very emotional, very weird, especially the men. And shout out to the sisters. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the sisters that's just on the journey for answers, bro. Not on the journey for feel good. Y'all want that feel good doctrine. You want to sing Kumbaya and all that nonsense. You want to give praise and worship and pull out the instruments and bang on the Chewbacca. That's not, no. I'm sorry. The ancestors is not accepting that. The creators is not accepting that. As long as you're following the traditions of the enemy, nothing will be answered, nothing will be heard, nothing will be delivered, won't be no salvation, no nothing. It will just be another day in the backyard of Satan. And with that being said, people, for those that don't know who I am, you will know today. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Join the movement, join the membership. I'm waiting for the membership to reach a certain number for I can do this full time, right? And keep my foot on you heathens, he grows and he the nice next. But again, continue supporting. If it's your first time, I hope it's not your last time. If it's your second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth time, that means I'm still in your mind. That means we still on that grind, and it's about time. Time for what? Time for you guys to go get yours. Because I am on the journey to go get mine. And I am him, Jones, the NBIC. And you know